All right, so Andrew Yang, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Yang is actually considering running for president yet again in 2024, this time as a third party candidate, most likely through his Forward Party. But you don't have to hear from me. Listen to what he said about it. Let's go ahead and get into this.
Well, so there are a lot of people that are not eager for a Biden-Trump rematch, but it seems like we may very well get that. And one thing I will say is that if that matchup is unappealing to you, then go to forwardparty.com and let's make sure that Americans have more choices in your community, but also in 2024. No, I think that Joe's in a tough environment where inflation is at multi-decade highs and Americans are being reminded of it every day. And so they look up to the party in the White House and say, hey, what the heck is going on? I was at a gas station the other day and there was a little Joe Biden sticker, which it was not a flattering sticker. But that association, sticker or not, is in many Americans' minds, so it's going to be really tough for him. I mean, I'm going to go along with like the will of the people and say that I think that you should have a system where folks are responding to what most Americans want. But the truth is about both the Democratic and the Republican Party is that whether Joe runs again is going to be primarily up to Joe. And if Joe does run, then you'll see Democrats fall in line. The same is happening on the other side, where if Trump runs, there are a lot of Republicans who are not enthused about that prospect. But if he runs, you'll see most Republicans fall in line. If you do wind up with a Donald Trump-Joe Biden rematch, that's a rematch that 58% of Americans don't want.
So you hear that? If you do end up with a Biden-Trump rematch, that's a rematch that 58% of Americans don't want. More than half. I did think it was interesting. I'm going to finish this in just a second, but I did think it was interesting that he said, you know, whether or not Joe Biden runs is really going to be up to him, not the Democratic Party. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Andrew, because they're already looking at replacements. They're already trying to find someone to replace him. And it's not even a secret anymore. Not so much. Let's go back in.
I'm going to suggest illustrates just how unrepresentative our two-party system has become. The Forward Party is meant to appeal to the 62% of Americans who don't think that the two-party system is working very well. And we need to face facts that right now the two parties have carved the country up like a turkey and said, you have that section, I have this section. And many of us are on the outside looking in our communities. We want to change that with the Forward Party to create a positive, unifying political movement to shift from the closed party primaries that are rigged and uncompetitive in 90% of districts and shift to nonpartisan open primaries where anyone can vote for anyone of any party, coupled with ranked choice voting. This would mean that you'd have genuine choice in your representatives, but it would also introduce better incentives to the people who do win office, because they'd have to listen to us even if we're not in their party.
I do agree with what he's saying about the ranked choice voting. This is something that needs to happen in every state. Unfortunately, it did not pass here in Massachusetts. It was a ballot initiative, but some of you have heard this before, but that's because a lot of people that I spoke to didn't understand the question. And I think that was done on purpose. So I would like to see that happen across this country, but obviously I think we know why that's being held up or why that's being blocked. But yes, I think that would be a game changer. I really do.
It's going to happen more quickly than most people think. And imagine if you were a business person and you arrived at a marketplace that had two providers and 62% of people wanted a new option. You would run, not walk, to start that third option. And the way that we can unlock this movement is to shift to open primaries via ballot initiatives in states like Nevada, where we are right now. it's actually on the ballot in Nevada this November to make the change to open primaries and ranked choice voting. And the Democrats here in Nevada aren't fans of this initiative because they know it would introduce genuine competition. In my view, this is what the American political system is missing. We have this fake competition in 90% of the country where they try and say to you, hey, it's the two parties against each other. No, the two parties are in cahoots in most of the country. And so if you say, look, this seems like a difficult task. Well, it's an important task because we need to modernize our politics to actually be representative of the will and desire of the American people. But we can make it happen right here in Nevada in November. And there are 23 other states where you can have ballot initiatives if enough of us get together and say, look, we're sick and tired of being told who we can and can't vote for. Here in Nevada, when you go with a clipboard and say, would you like to be able to vote for anyone of any party in your primary? Everyone says yes. Who the heck is against that? Only someone who is like a hyper partisan who frankly is more about their party's control than they are about delivering any kind of representative government.
Okay, so you heard what he said about they are already putting this as a ballot initiative in Nevada for November, ranked choice voting. Maybe it'll pass there. It didn't pass here, but maybe it will pass there. But I thought there were some good things that he said there. I mean, obviously, I don't agree with some of the things that Andrew Yang says, but I thought there was some relevance to the fact that we do need to have ranked choice voting. And yes, the majority of Americans don't want Biden and Trump again. Now, I say this, and having said that, I think Andrew already made a mistake. Take a look at this. Now, Andrew Yang tweeted this. Let's do it again. I'm one of the first guests on Chris Cuomo's new podcast/interview series, The Chris Cuomo Project, for free agents that drops this Thursday on YouTube. Whenever you get podcasts, we talk forward party, the media, political independence, and more. And yes, I'm sorry you have to see his face. I know some of you are used to not seeing him anymore because he's not on CNN, but here is Chris Cuomo. Apparently he has a new podcast now, and he is wearing a forward party t-shirt. So what's this all about? Now, I can tell you, if you look at some of the comments in the comment section, oh, they are not good. They are not good because all these years Chris Cuomo spent pushing Democrats, shaming the progressive Democrats. Now he's open to the idea of entertaining a third party. What gives? What gives? I am Bizarro Joe. I am. I'm not kidding. The comments were pretty cringe. I just felt like out of all the media personalities to talk to about this, I don't think Chris Cuomo, considering his reputation, was the one to go talk to. I'm sorry, Lawrence. I don't know. There's laughs. Curious Cat said gross, unfollowed. I don't want to see Elon on there, but some of the comments are okay, but oh my God, it's a lot of them are cringe. Richard said, I think would get another much sympathy if he came out as bi. What? Not so tired said hard pass. Not so said hard pass. Like, I'm sorry, but has Chris Cuomo even apologized for the sexual harassment? Because last I heard, he was still like saying it wasn't true. And they had evidence against Chris Cuomo. I think that was a big mistake. If I was Andrew Yang, I would have not that one. I'm looking at the comments. I really am. And I tried not to laugh, but some of the comments are cracking me up. No, I don't trust this man. Why is Chris Cuomo getting behind this? Why would Andrew Yang go on Chris Cuomo's podcast? Oh boy. So that's that. Now, I was curious, and this was my first time checking this out. What is the Forward Party actually about? Now, this is supposed to be a third party organization. So I did want to look at their core principles. And there was something that I noticed. Now, I want to share this with you. This won't be long. We'll just hop right into it. Our goals. While other political parties look to divide America into different camps, the Forward Party aims to bring them together. We welcome, everybody listen to this now, because I want to know why it's okay for them to do this, but it's not okay for activists to do this. What? Here we go. We welcome both conservatives, liberals, independents, and libertarians. Anyone who is interested in solving the problems that are currently plaguing our country and is willing to debate ideas in good faith. So it's okay for Andrew Yang's party to mix all of these political ideologies together, but it's not okay for those political ideologies to come together for activism, to march for healthcare. Interesting. We will support candidates for office who align with our core principles so we can reform the system and make it more responsive to the American people. This means that we will support Republicans, Democrats, and independents, as well as candidates identifying themselves as Forward Party members. Now, if this is a third party, why would you... I really want to talk to Andrew Yang about this, because that would be like the Green Party saying we welcome Republicans and Democrats. But if you're a third party member and candidate, technically you're not a Republican or a Democrat. I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to talk to him about this. We will also work with organizations that are promoting democracy reform in order to promote policies such as ranked choice voting, nonpartisan and open primaries, and easier ballot access for third parties. Now, what are the core principles? So let's go ahead and get into this. Oh, I wish it didn't. Why can't this thing go away? Okay. All right. Our core principles. The first one is ranked choice voting and nonpartisan primaries. So, and you can click here and do read more as well. But obviously, I agree with this ranked choice voting. I think you do need that. The second one is fact-based governance. Actually, I'm going to click on this because let's see what this is about really quick. Utilizing data in order to establish standard and shared baselines of where we are and how we are doing will ensure that our elected representatives are doing their jobs. So this is data driven. Okay, let's go back. Next is human-centered capitalism. See, for me, this is still capitalist. This is still a capitalist organization. See, that's why I can't get down with Forward. Human-centered capitalism, the purpose of an economy should be to improve the way of life of its people, that is, to improve the measurable quality of life of each and every person in society. We measure our economic health based on GDP, stock market prices, and headline unemployment rates. Meanwhile, life expectancy is declining, yada, yada. Our economic system should be geared to benefit us with life expectancy, average income and affordability, childhood success rates, mental health, clean air and water, and other measurements of our well-being front and center. Okay. I mean, it's capitalism though. Like, that's the thing. It's still capitalism to me. And then I believe there was another one as well. Effective and modern government. Obviously, UBI was one of them. I mean, you guys knew that would be one. And grace and tolerance. So those are the core principles. I've gone through all of them on my own. Feel free to do this yourself as well. And then I also looked at platform policies because, again, I'm very policy based here. Like, that's something that's important to me, not actually who's running, but what the policies are. And these are some of the things that they have for their policies. American scorecard, measure economic prosperity using a wider index. It goes on and on there. Term limits, I do agree with that. I think there should be term limits in government. Ranked choice voting is there as well. And then nonpartisan primaries, independent redistricting commissions. Basically, the voters choose. Actually, I'm going to click on that one because I don't want to mislead you. Voters should be choosing their representatives rather than representatives choosing their voters. So I don't have an issue with that. But I'm not done yet. I'm going to show you what I see is missing. Data as a property right. Obviously, you know, Andrew Yang's big into data, enhance the ability of individuals to keep their privacy intact. I can get down with that. Stop the DC revolving door, limit the ability of elected officials and regulators to move. And I think that's the money issue there. Citizens portal, enable the government to better serve its people. I mean, that's nice too. And then Department of Technology, revive the Office of Technology Assessment. And automatic tax filing, I can get down with that. I hate filing taxes. It's such a process. Sabby doesn't like. Democracy dollars, fight the influence of mega donors in our elections and allow the voice of the people. Okay, I can get down with that. But who's funding Forward Party? I'd like to know that one. I'm pretty sure this is not all just grassroots. Again, I'd like to talk to Andrew Yang about this. American Exchange Program, initiate the American Exchange Program as part of our public education system. Civic juries. Juries are going to be representative of groups of Americans. Accessible and secure voting. And then the last one is crypto. So, of course, I figured crypto would be one of them that would be on here. Now, there's a big problem, ladies and gentlemen, because you know what I noticed was missing from this platform and the core principles. I didn't see anything about Medicare for all. I didn't see anything about universal health care. And healthcare for a lot of people is a big one. And I just don't understand how that would not be on the platform at all. So that one was pretty, I don't know, that one really made my head turn. I'm just like, really? Like, because you were in the 2020 election, you know how the healthcare issue was brought up over and over. But no, I didn't see anything in here in reference to foreign policy. That's another one. I didn't hear anything in here about war. So, yeah. Big red flag. Big red flag. So for those of you, I know some of you are interested. For those of you who are interested in this party or you're wondering about it, just check out the website. It's all listed there. And there's more things as well. Again, like I said, I don't know who is funding Forward Party. I'd have to look into that. I'll reach out to my friend. I bet you they could find that information. And then I'll get back to you. Now, I do want to look at that poll, but let me get to these super chats really quick because I want to see what you guys said. Thank you for the super chat, Rodrigo. Yang will funnel third-party energy to Wall Street. There you go. Astro says Yang's principles evaporated when Palestine hit the debate. You see, there's nothing on here about foreign policy. Want to see more? Thank you so much for this super chat. Who is a better choice than Andrew Yang? Who has a better plan than him? Why can't a smart guy win? I don't know. Want to see more? I mean, again, like for me, if you don't have healthcare, you don't have Medicare for all on your platform or nationalized healthcare on your platform, I can't get down. Leroy says he got a CNN contract and endorsed Joe when he dropped out. Yang is garbage. LOL. Damn, Leroy. Leroy coming with the blows. JB Font says, Yang thinks we forgot about him endorsing Biden in 20. Fortunately, Pepperidge Farm remembers. That's a good one, JB. Aziz says Yang is anti-Assange, so I'm anti-Yang. That's right. That's another one. Maybe that's why foreign policy is not on this platform. All right, let's look at that poll. Here's the poll results. Would you vote for Andrew Yang in 2024 if he ran as a third-party candidate? 17% of you said yes. 62% said no. That's a hard no. And 21% said maybe. And that is 657 votes. I do have a question for those of you that said maybe. What are the conditions? Why did you say maybe? Are you willing to possibly change your mind if something else happens? Or is there something that you want on his platform? I'm just curious what the maybe, why you said maybe instead of yes or no. But I figured I'd give that as an option. Let's see. Okay, Jonathan said Yang is a maybe if Ventura is on the ticket. Okay, interesting. Where Pilgrim said, I was a maybe, but a soft maybe. It would depend on how things were set up. So this is in reference to, I think what Andrew said is if Biden and Trump are running again, he is going to run as third-party candidate. A tree said maybe because anyone over the duopoly. Oh, okay. Interesting. Rodrigo, why did you say this? Rodrigo, why? Not the first part. Yang is super corrupt. Voting for Yang is like voting for Asian Pete Buttigieg. Why you say that? Oh, man. Oh, buddy. Okay. Winchester said I mistakenly clicked yes on the poll. Okay, so it's probably less than the 16%. Oh, Winchester. Kitty Phillips. Wow. Not feeling the Yang. I see it. So that's interesting. Yang had Ventura on his podcast recently. Ventura gave Yang abs his party endorsement. Yikes. Interesting. Yang is what Luke Skywalker would have been like if he never met Ben Kenobi. Wow, you guys are cruel tonight. You guys are brutal. Yikes. Oh dear. Oh, I would like to talk to him and ask him more about that party though, because I'm just like, dude, where's the healthcare? During time of a pandemic, you don't have healthcare on the platform?